Chapter 17. Clover's Point of View. Thank you, she said, smiling gratefully as I pulled up outside her house. No problem. Just make sure you take care and call me if you need anything. She smiled again and got out of her car. I will. Thank you. We said goodbye and I watched her walk into her house before driving off. My skin was crawling from when she sneezed in the car and I couldn't relax until I showered so I went straight home. After a quick shower, I got in my car and returned to work. On the way, I stopped at the shops to get the wool the girls had asked for. There was groups of people walking the streets with posters of Lily. I recognized Lily's ex-boyfriend, Louis, straight away. He was all over the news all the time. He was a shit boyfriend to her anyway. She's much better off with me. I'll treat her properly and protect her. I was about to get back into my car with the wool when Louis and Henry stopped me. Have you seen Summer? Lily's brother asked me, holding up her picture. It was a beautiful picture of her smiling at the beach. I haven't seen Summer. I'm sorry. I replied politely. I have, however, seen Lily. Both of their faces fell in disappointment. Okay, Louis said with a sigh. He looked tired. Maybe if he spent a little more time with his girlfriend, he wouldn't be in this situation. He deserves to lose her after letting her walk around alone at night. If you do see anything, please let the police know. We just want her back, he said, looking completely broken. Absolutely. I really hope you find her soon. Louis stared at me for a second, like he was trying to read something in my eyes. I stood still and didn't blink. He sighed again. Right, thanks. I smiled and got in my car. I couldn't help notice that he was still watching me, so I quickly drove away. After I showered and changed into a matching suit, I went back to work. There weren't many people here. I think most of them have gone home. No one was in the mood to work. I sat at my desk and started on the huge pile of paperwork I had. I heard Marie talking outside my office. Apparently David had been taken to the police station for questioning. I sat back in my chair and sipped my coffee. I know it's not over. There will be more questions, but at least the police will be concentrating on David, and he deserves everything that's coming. The remaining people left work an hour early, so I left with them. My girls wouldn't have dinner ready for another hour and a half, so I went to the next town, to the hostel. I parked my car and waited as usual. After 15 minutes, I saw her. She was beautiful. It had taken so long, but finally, I found Heather. I watched her for a minute as she packed up her things in a tiny bag. Her dirty hair was stuck to her face, and her clothes torn. She started walking away from the hostel, so I followed a little way behind her until we were out of sight. Heather, I called as I stopped the car just in front of her. She looked up and gripped her bag. Sorry, you've got the wrong person. I smiled and walked over to her. Her eyes widened and she seemed to shrink. Why is she scared of me? You're Heather, I said as I grabbed her. She started screaming, so I clamped my hand over her mouth and held her tight against my chest. She was light and didn't put up much of a fight. She's probably tired and hungry. She'll be fine when I get her home and get my girls to take care of her. I opened the car door and pushed her inside. Sit still and don't try anything, I growled. I need her not to draw attention to us. I'll go I'll go the back way home so no one will really see us, but she still needs to behave. All I could hear the whole way home was her whimpering and crying. Please, let me go, she begged, choking as she cried. Can't you see I'm saving you? Don't be fucking ungrateful. I watched her flinch in the mirror. Just shut up and everything will be fine. I hate talking to them when I first meet them. They're always crying and begging to go. I should have gone from home first and got the van. Then I wouldn't be able to hear much of this. Why are you doing this? She mumbled, stuttering on her words. I hate it when they mumble. It's just fucking rude manners. Rude mannered. I should slap you. I'm saving you. I repeated as calmly as I could. I needed another shower from touching her. She was covered in dirt and germs. She cried harder. I clenched my jaw and forced my attention on the road. We pulled up at the home and I unlocked the doors. She didn't move until I opened the door. When she tried jumping to the other end of the car, but I grabbed hold of her hair. She screamed, so I pulled her hair harder. She fell out of the car and onto the floor. I picked her up and covered her mouth with my hands as I pushed her inside. No, please, she screamed. Her voice was muffled against my hand. I opened the door to my girls' rooms and she screamed, Shut up, Heather. I pushed her down the stairs and I walked halfway down. Heather looked around. Her eyes wide, her mouth hung open. I'll be down for dinner at the usual time. Make sure Heather has a shower and settles in. Rose, Poppy, and Poppy nodded while Lily just stared at her. As soon as I left their room, I locked the door and had another shower, scrubbing my body and made sure I paid extra attention to my hands, as they had been near her mouth. After 20 minutes, my skin was red and wrinkling, so I knew I was clean. Dinner tonight will be really nice. Now, we're complete again. I grabbed the bags of wool and made my way down to their room. Good evening, flowers, I said, feeling happier than I had in a while. They all responded, apart from Heather. She was shaking and sitting on the sofa with Lily, while Rose and Poppy started putting the dinner on the table. Lily whispered something to Heather and pulled her up, making her sit next to her at the table. Now Heather was here again. I took my place at the head of the table, smiling at the four girls. Dinner looks great, I said as I started eating. Heather ate a little after I told her to. She was being stubborn. She must be hungry. I don't think she's eaten properly in a while. So, how has your day been? Rose asked, smiling at me. It's been fantastic, thank you. And yours? She smiled, she nodded and smiled in response. I've got your wool. I nodded towards the bags on the floor by the stairs. Great, thank you. That's the thing I love about Rose. She's such an incredible and polite woman. She takes care of herself and everyone else. She'll be the perfect mother, but she's still a little young at the moment. So maybe in a year or two, we'll talk about having a child together. I hate young, irresponsible mothers, just reproducing for the fucking sake of it. Once we'd all finished eating, Rose took Heather to the bedroom to get some clothes sorted out. She was going to have an early night tonight, as she's had a lot happen today. Poppy and Lily started cleaning up, but I grabbed Lily's hand and took the plate off her, giving it to Poppy. Lily is so beautiful and she's settling in so well. It's like she's always been here. Come with me, I said, stroking her cheek. She looked as like she stopped breathing. It's okay. You don't have to be nervous. I led her towards our room. She trailed behind a little. I need to remember that she's younger than my other girls. I closed the door behind us and she stood against the wall. Her body tensed. Please, don't be nervous. I watched a tear roll down her cheek and wiped it away with her thumb. I pulled her on the bed. I love you, Lily, I whispered as I kissed her. I got up, threw the condom in the bin, and got dressed. She rolled over and pressed her face in the pillow. Was she shaking? Maybe she's cold. I touched the radiator, and it wasn't that warm. I need to remember to turn up the heating. I don't want her to be cold. I'll see you for breakfast, Lily, I said, kissing the back of her head. Poppy had finished cleaning up and was sitting on the sofa with Rose. They both smiled at me as I walked out. Can you check on Lily? Make sure she has a warm shower, I said to them as I started walking up the stairs. Of course, Rose said, standing up. Poppy had already ran into the room. Night, Clover, Rose said as she disappeared through the door. I locked their door and had a shower before I got into bed.